Welcome to Glocal Voices, the official podcast of the Center for Socially Engaged Theatre at the University of Regina.
Hello and welcome to another episode on Glocal Voices from the Center for Socially Engaged Theatre at the University of Regina in Saskatchewan in Canada. We're live and direct at the IDIERI 2025 at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, British Columbia, of course in Canada. We're deeply excited that we're having this conversation with so many researchers, applied theatre practitioners, drama in education, theatre for young audience, educators, and the list goes on and on. As part of our own way of amplifying the various research in the field, and in addition to our collection within the context of our Festival of Arts and Discourse, we brought Glocal Voices down to the University of British Columbia at IDIERI 2025. And we've been having remarkable conversation with researchers and educators. In this episode, I have the privilege to be talking to Michał, and he's going to be introducing himself more. But prior to that, before I do that, I just want to say special thanks to those behind the camera, Gabriel, who is a main man behind the camera, and of course to Walter, to Shola, to Caleb, and to Tara, who is our admin, really working to make all of these happen. With that, I'd like our guest to introduce himself. So, good to have you, Michał.
Hello, Taiwo. Hello, everyone. Thank you for invitation. First of all, I would like to introduce myself briefly. My name is Michał Piotr Gostyński. I come from Poland, but actually I work and live in Ankara, in Turkey. I am a Polish language lecturer in Ankara University at School of Foreign Languages of this university. At the same time, I am a PhD student at the University of Basque Country. I'm just after my first year, and I would like to introduce you to my PhD research.
Absolutely, Michał. It's when I read a little bit about the work you're trying to do, it's really interesting. And your work, you're conducting research using theater, drama, and poetry in teaching Polish as a foreign language. You want to speak more about that? What does that look like? How do you do that?
I must admit that the interventions, what they're supposed to be done, they will be in 2026 and 2027.
So you're planning.
Now I'm preparing everything, testing up, trying some things, and of course doing a review of and still trying maybe to I must mention, to spread up a bit this field, maybe not only keeping just poetry, as you mentioned, but going a little bit more to this theater drama in general, still focusing on speaking, on oral language skills, because the field what I explore is exactly speaking skills. How performative poetry, so it is my draft after first year with proposal and after first year of study, but still how performative poetry and theater drama elements, embodied language teaching in general, I would say, we can also call close to this performative language teaching. So still I am like choosing maybe like the field at the moment, but with checking how we can improve speaking skills of Turkish students at Ankara University in a Polish as a foreign language classroom. So it is my research, my job. It's 24 hours a week of course, Polish language course to Turkish students starting, I would like to put stress to this, starting from zero level. So basically we conduct the course like winter semester around 4 months, so winter break 1 month, in total maybe 8 months, so 1 academic year. So we call this a preparatory year, 24 hours a week, depends on the year, but it is minimum 20 hours. I think recently it was even 24, so it is important to it's really a lot, a very intense course, and to reach A2 plus level, Polish language, it's not easy. Maybe you could have Taiwo.
I've been to Poland, so I know, and I have Ukrainian students, and I that region is quite fascinating. I want to ask you though. I know you are still at the preparatory level of your research, and you are reading literature and all of that. What are the things you're finding? What are the highlights that you are in terms of the research that you are reading and the literature that you are studying about the intersection of performative poetry and the language?
So as you mentioned, very good point to connect language acquisition let's say this performative teaching. I come from theater. I was an amateur actor, let's say, trying to be a professional one for a longer time. And I believe, and I come mostly from physical theater, even I would say movement research. Also, I passed some dance schools classes, and this, what is embodied as now, yes, we are, let's say, even showing our gestures, whatever, it is, I trust to body, that's to be short, trust to body, and then body connected to voice, to our speech. And now, if we will activate our bodies, so we will go out of a traditional, hermetical, I would say, classroom, like not typical composition of chairs, whatever, each classroom, each university will have different. But then, I don't say remove it, but try to change that we will not get, it is in our psychology, that we are sitting down. Teacher also sometimes, I think they are sitting down. I never, just active approach. And I am curious, because my experience, I was learning, improving my Croatian like this, living in Zagreb 10 years ago. And I noticed, and my let's say, surrounding, that my Croatian get much better after trying to be on the stage, after trying to embody this Croatian. So, of course, let's say, we can have good grammar, good listening skills, writing, right? It can be maybe the closest to speaking. We can also try both skills, like write and speak at the same type of exercise. But I have impression that especially in academia, especially so niche departments like Polish in Turkey or Polish over the world, speaking is neglecting. So we focus on this, how to read, how to make a test, but we don't speak. Students, they graduate and they don't speak. So this is, that's why I get this some kind of huge motivation in myself to connect, to combine these fields. And if you ask me so directly, I think I will go to direction of this body connected to text. So still using text, but in movement.
This is amazing because I love when you're talking about language acquisition, particularly not just focusing on writing, but focusing on speaking, right, and all that.
Yeah.
Next question here is, what's the future of this research? What are the next things you need to do now?
The next thing is really to prepare a concrete, let's say, proposal of the intervention. I think it will take the upcoming months, maximum by the 2026, I hope. And then once I will start the intervention, I will try to see how in a traditional classroom I will prepare records. I will make pre-post tasks in this research can improve speaking skills. And another year I will do a performative language program with another group of students, because this group what I receive each year, it's a new group of students, 25 people. So it will not repeat. They're not the same faces, not the same voices, not the same speaking. Always it will be different, but inside of the group I will compare, did they improve in traditional one, and then experimental group, the same. And then two groups comparing afterwards. So I guess it will take a time, but I am always somehow approaching hopeful and believing to this, that if I believe to something and I can share it, so also somehow I believe to my energy, to some spirit in classroom, I am sure that I can pass it to my students and they will be engaged, because I would like to just add that I will make mixed methods, like study about qualitative and quantitative. So we mentioned in the beginning about quantitative, but now qualitative it will be now about engagement, exactly. So because it's really needed to motivate students, so small group in a huge country as it is Turkey, to have, let's say, it's a nice amount, but let's say only 20 students, right, a year. We have English department, German has I think 3 classrooms, Spanish, but what about Polish? Yes, our population is basically similar to Spain, 40 million.
Yeah. So this is my question before the last one.
Yeah.
The students that you teach in Ankara, in Turkey, where do they speak? Where do they use the language? Do they have to go back to Poland, or is there like a big population? And maybe this is an ignorant question from me. How do they use it daily?
I notice my practice is especially based on communication. Still, I will put the stress, because if you will see textbook for Polish language, it's sometimes even I would say artificial text. So many times I need to take my own text, or with students we are creating a text. That's why I mentioned writing and speaking will be here maybe the closest. And then, based on this text, imagine that we will have written some short dialogue, daily situation, buying bread in bakery, going to railway station, buying a ticket, some argument of wife and husband, as I was practicing a few weeks ago. And then, again, I invite them, don't read it only, don't sit down, don't even standing upright and just follow it, but do this thing. And then, what is happening? After even longer time, after this situation, short text, students, they talk to me on corridor, they remember this text, what we embodied. So, I come from practice to theory. And now, if this practice, what I believe, and I also learned, it does work, I need to shift this now to paper to make a research. That's why it intrigues me.
Well, here's my final question as we bring the talk to a close here. What are your aspirations? I know that I love the passion. I love the way you describe this research. It's really beautiful. What are your aspirations for this research?
You mean inspiration?
Yes. What are your aspirations? What do you look forward to the future?
For the future, because I also come always, it's very, that's why I wanted to be sure. Because always we come from something what inspire us to create some goal, aim, and then we are going that, to, let's say, achieve something, right? Yeah. But to be honest, before I haven't planned to make a PhD, to be in academia, I think this would, let's say, it would be my aspiration to break some bad manners of teaching. I don't say that traditional ones, they are bad. But if now you are having a teacher, yes, so let's say a creative teacher who comes from drama, theater, I don't know, dance, other arts, yes, basically arts-based research classes. I try to connect more people also in Turkey, different universities, different departments. But as a conclusion, I would like to say that this what can be my aspiration is to really give chance to students to use language in a real life. Yes, coming again going out of the book to real life situations. Because tell me, Taiwo, we will go abroad. We will go to Poland. You asked me. Yes, also recently it's a bit not so much, like problem about the visas receiving especially for Turkish people. So it's not so common to be in the source of this language. That's why we need to deliver as much as possible. Whatever I can do, I bring my materials. I try to inspire also students. But this what I would like to, let's say, do and change. This what is frozen in academia, especially small departments over the world. Yes, I come also from Croatian department. I graduated in Poland, But to develop my Croatian, again, this is what I mentioned in the beginning. I needed to go to Zagreb to explore Croatian there at university first. Second, Croatian on the stage, because I noticed that, wow, I would like to be an actor, even doesn't matter in Poland or right there in Croatia, Serbia. So it is something what I break some, we say ice, yes? So in English also, I just to break some ice and to direct me to this what is exactly here. That's why I came to Vancouver, to IDIERI, right? This first day, do you remember, Taiwo?
Yeah.
The question, why are you here, basically? So
That's right.
the last from me, to get answers, some, let's say, answers to my research, but also to bring after the conference to my students, to my workplace, what I really appreciate, School of Foreign Languages of Ankara University, and also for my research at the University of the Basque Country, and share this with my supervisor, with my also colleagues at job, because they asked, we have, if I have 1 minute more, we have also English theater club at our School of Foreign Language, and I am the leader of this club, leading the group, preparing final performance. And this is another field what gives me the tools to shift also to Polish for classroom. So it is somehow connected. So my aspiration, I wouldn't say it's the one thing, it's just to keep going on with this, what I believe in, and to share with students, because I can see real effects. Now just to prepare to collect data, documentation, and I believe, I hope it will be a great result of this.
Thank you so much, Michał. This is amazing. Thank you so much. So
thank you so much.
I have been talking to Michał really about performance and language acquisition, and really just want to shout out to all of those doing remarkable work at these intersections of using the body, language acquisition, whether it's English, whether it's the non-English. It's a remarkable work, and of course, a performance, theater, dance, drama, poetry, and all forms of different forms of expressions and performance can be a way to really engage. But this is Taiwo Afolabi. Thank you for joining us on this episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Signing out. Goodbye.
Thank you.
You have been listening to Glocal Voices, the official podcast of the Center for Socially Engaged Theatre at the University of Regina. For more details about the center, visit www.cset.ca.